We have work-life balance coach Nicole Song to share her simple steps to set boundaries with family during the holidays. Welcome, Nicole.
Hi, Desiree. So great to be here with you.
Yeah, happy to have you on. So, Nicole, the holidays are coming up. Why can it be hard to set boundaries sometimes when it comes to family members?
Well, first off, with our family members, right, there's a lot of emotion, there's a lot of history with people. And so our tendency can be to even struggle more with boundaries than we might already at this moment.
Okay, so what's the best way to figure out how to start setting boundaries with your family? Because it seems like a little easier said than done.
So true. And I find for so many people that really the challenge for them is actually even understanding what boundaries are about in the first place. And for so many of us, we think it's really about other people, but actually, boundaries start with yourself and understanding where your boundaries are. Are you giving up on boundaries with yourself, like moving your body or taking a walk? So, really starting to assess and understand if you tend to give your boundaries up really easily and starting to understand that and what your boundary tendencies are is really important. And I have three different tendencies I share with people at NicoleSong.com/quiz, where you can actually really start to get some information and understand what it is you tend to do your boundaries first. And really, then you can make some progress from there.
And after figuring out where you struggle with boundaries, how can people make sure to maintain them?
So really, it's once you understand where your gap might be, where, oh, I don't take a walk or I don't really take care of myself, I don't take any time for myself at all, it's starting to create a step-by-step plan. So especially during the holidays when you're going to visit family or they might be visiting you, I recommend having a plan that is portable. Like I take a 10-minute walk, or I take a bath at night, or I take some downtime for myself at least 10 to 15 minutes per day to really help yourself be centered as much as possible when you're engaging with a lot of people that you love.
I like that. So even though you're spending time with family, still giving yourself a little bit of me time in between so that you can have your space. It is the holidays. What if it still gets messy while talking to family and trying to create those boundaries?
It definitely can get a little hairy sometimes when we're spending a lot of time with family. And so I love to clarify your commitment if you're feeling a little bit challenged. And this can come up, say, we're going into political season and people might be bringing up topics you're not really excited to talk about. In that moment, it helps to clarify your commitment. Are you committed to having a fun, easy, joyful holiday? Or are you committed to really getting tangled into a conversation that's not working for you? And when you really know what your commitment is, in that moment, you can pause and say, hey, I'm really excited to have fun and to really have ease with my family. And you can just do a little sidestep around those conversations and say, hey, change the topic, move back into something fun and joyful in the conversation.
Oh, that's a good tip to know. And what if there's a conversation, you're still trying to create those boundaries, but you still, maybe the topic of conversation, you still lose your cool a little bit?
Yes, that's what I call my exit 911 plan, which is really helpful during the holidays. Having somebody who's got your back, it could be a partner, it could be a sibling, it could be a cousin, who can really tell when you're starting to lose your cool and things might go south pretty quickly. And in that moment, you have an emergency word, or they might just come up to you and say, hey, should we go for a walk? Or should we go to the store and get that last minute item? And they're just going to help remove you from a situation where you're really not going to be excited about that outcome, get yourself centered and grounded, and then come back again and say, okay, now I can really be with my family again.
Yeah. Would you say it's okay in setting boundaries? Maybe there's a conversation you don't want to discuss. You can just kind of say it blatantly clear. Hey, this is something I'm not comfortable talking about right now. Or is that a little too forward?
No, I think that's absolutely accurate. If somebody is saying something, you're like, hey, like this isn't a conversation I'm excited to have. I was in a cab the other day and he was definitely trying to pull me a little bit into a political conversation. And I was like, hey, that's not really a conversation that I'm up for right now. Right? You can just be direct with people and then just start talking about something that's more joyful or connected. Like, what do I love about this holiday tradition, or what's going on in my life that I'm really excited about right now?
Yeah, that's all good to know. Any final tips for us, Nicole, as we set those boundaries for our families as we're entering the holidays?
I would say for yourself, notice where you tend to overgive in boundaries. Like, say you go for a longer time on a trip because your family wants to,
Mhm.
really get clear for yourself. Like, if it only works for you to spend 3 hours at a party or 3 days in town with your family, really get clear on that in advance and then actually act upon it. And you will be so much happier and have such a more joyful holiday season.
All great tips to know, Nicole. Thank you so much. And for more tips, you can visit NicoleSong.com.